Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kyra and I am a recovering beauty guru. Here on the YouTubes, I am just trying to use what I have, track what I have, enjoy what I have. But today we are talking about a bunch of products that have come into my life recently, and we're going to talk about sunscreen today. Now, first and foremost, the number one thing I want to say is I will never tell you what to do on this channel, what to buy, what not to buy necessarily, but I will tell you that you need to wear sunscreen every single day. So I have a lot of sunscreens here that I want to share with you today. I also want to say thank you to Curly Girl Angela G for creating the graphics for this video. I, in exchange, did cost or value out her collection for her and create an inventory for her, but she does amazing graphics, and I just knew that I wanted her to do the graphics for this video because I'm really excited, and I've worked very hard on this video. I've been working on it for weeks and weeks, trying out all these sunscreens, coming up with some options for reapplying over makeup. We're going to talk about lip balm. I'm going to tell you all about these products, and I'm also going to either rank them or like give you a top 3 at the end, something like that. I haven't decided yet. I also want to mention that there are 3 questions that I wanted to answer for each sunscreen to help you figure out if it might be right for you and your skin, as well as under makeup, because a lot of us are here for makeup, let's be honest. So it's very important to know whether these sunscreens are really good under makeup or not. For reference, I am 42 years old and I do have combo oily skin. And just quickly, I wanted to talk about the different types of rays that you want to protect against. And when it says broad spectrum on the packaging of an SPF, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that it covers both UVA and UVB rays. UVA is definitely the most common, and it does cause premature signs of aging, things like sunspots, etc. And then UVB are the most dangerous because they cause sunburn. Both of these can cause skin cancer, so don't think you're getting away with that. And at a minimum, you should be reapplying your sunscreen every 2 hours, which is why I wanted to test a couple of different options for reapplying over makeup, as well as bring to you a really bad SPF lip balm and a really good one. So before I ramble too much further, let's go ahead and get into it. So the 3 questions that I wanted to answer for each sunscreen: is it mineral or chemical sunscreen? Chemical sunscreens can cause reactions on sensitive skin, and the way a chemical sunscreen works is that it absorbs the sun's rays and turns them into something that is less harmful in the skin. A mineral or physical sunscreen is a layer on top of the skin that then reflects those rays back out away from the skin. I think, it's up to you what you like or what you're keen to do. Some mineral sunscreens can be a little pore clogging, although I did not find that with any of these. None of these made me break out, anything like that. And I do have large pores, so I do tend to have issues with pore clogging. The second question is, what is it like? Is there a white cast? What is the texture? Is it tinted, etc.? And then the third question is, how does it look and how does it wear under makeup? Because again, we love makeup on this channel. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into the sunscreens. I'm going to have those graphics from Angela up on the front end of each sunscreen so that you could pause to read all of the information, because I'm not going to go over the information about it other than what type of sunscreen, what was the texture, and how does it wear under makeup. So let's start with this one. This is the Drunk Elephant Umbra Sheer Physical Daily Defense SPF 30. I want to mention with this one that you get a ton of product. You get 3 fluid ounces in here. This one is $34 at Ulta. I also want to make mention that if you are interested in any of these sunscreens, I'm going to have my sunscreen list on Benable linked down below, where it shows all of these sunscreens and gives you links. If you do purchase, I do get a tiny kickback that goes back into the channel. Thank you in advance if you do use the links, but no pressure. You can just, you know, easily find things and read about them, and the hair is having a day. They do have a tinted version of this sunscreen, and I have tried it. I think they're pretty much the same, although I think the tinted one might be ever so slightly more hydrating than this one. This is a physical sunscreen, which again means it is a layer on the top of the skin that reflects the rays out. There's no white cast, no tint, and the texture is kind of a lotion consistency. It absorbs into the skin really quickly. It looks smooth under makeup and is absolutely 100% non-greasy. Greasy is a deal breaker for me and my combo oily skin. This does not break up my makeup or cause me to be more oily, but I will say with this one, make sure you rub this in really well and be careful around the hairline, because if it does dry without being blended in, or if you get it in your hair, there will be a little bit of a white cast on the skin. It doesn't have a white cast, it is sheer like it says. And I really did love how this wore under makeup. To me, it felt a lot like some kind of a primer, almost like a smoothing primer. But it's beautiful, love that. Next, I have the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drenched Broad Spectrum SPF 45 Hyaluronic Cloud Moisturizer. It says it's a UVA UVB sunscreen cream to water invisible finish, 30% hyaluronic acid complex, and it helps to provide up to 72 hours of hydration. Looks like this. I was a little surprised by the packaging. It is a pump here. This one does have SPF 45 and it is $55, which is expensive. This one is a chemical sunscreen. It has no white cast, no tint. It is a cream to water texture and it has about a medium thickness. It's not as lotiony as the Drunk Elephant. It's a little bit thicker, feels a little bit more like a regular sunscreen cream that you might put on your body. This absorbs very quickly while still being hydrating. It is absolutely undetectable under makeup. It doesn't cause additional oils or cause my makeup to break down. This also has 30% complex of hyaluronic acid that keeps the skin feeling hydrated all day long, but not oily or greasy. So I did really enjoy this one and I do recommend it. A very familiar character in the beauty community or on social media is the Super Goop Unseen Sunscreen. I had used this before, samples, you know, deluxe sample sizes of this prior to getting this full size and trying it out at length. This is an SPF 40 and it's $38 at Ulta. It is a chemical sunscreen. I absolutely love that this is clear and it is absolutely invisible on all skin tones. And the texture is very much like a silicone primer, like something like the Smashbox primer, the silicone-y feel, which I actually really like, and especially for under makeup. My daughter has also been using this recently and she absolutely loves it under her makeup. She feels like it helps smooth out the skin, and I really felt the same way. I feel like it helped minimize my pores and made my makeup apply more evenly and more smoothly. It does apply easily, it absorbs quickly, it has a very natural finish. This also protects against blue light, which is the light from your devices, so that could never hurt. This is a really nice sunscreen, and if you like to use your sunscreen as a primer for your makeup, if you're an everyday wearer of makeup, I highly recommend this one because it does have a good amount of SPF. It is a 40 SPF, but it also is colorless and helps your makeup to apply more smoothly. I wouldn't say that this extends the wear of my makeup, but it certainly doesn't shorten the wear of my makeup, if that makes sense. Next, we have the Community 66 Everyday Mineral Moisturizer SPF 30. This is $30 at Sephora. I did receive this in a PR box in 2023, and unfortunately, this one expires at the end of April. Expired sunscreen is something I just don't work with. Unfortunately, there is nothing worth risking my skin. I already have sun damage from not wearing sunscreen when I was ignorant and young and didn't realize that I needed to be wearing it all day, every day, and not just when I went to the lake. This is a mineral sunscreen, like it says in the title. It has no white cast. It's easy to apply. This is very hydrating. If you're someone watching this video that has normal to dry skin, I definitely recommend this one for the hydration. And it's maybe not as good for oily skin. Combo skin through the winter and whatnot, I did wear this one quite a bit. This is not my personal favorite for wearing under makeup. It's a little too hydrating for me, and I just don't love the texture of this one. It takes a little bit to work it into the skin, and also I tend to shoot for an SPF above 30 if I can. I did enjoy wearing this one alone on days where I wasn't wearing makeup. This was sufficiently hydrating, as a moisturizer with sunscreen should be. Next is another one that I received in PR in 2023. This is the Kosas Dream Beam Comfy Smooth Sunscreen SPF 40. Love SPF 40. This is $40 hairs at Sephora, so a little bit more on the pricey side. It is a mineral sunscreen, which again is my personal preference. It has a very sheer tint to it. I think it's just enough of a tint that you're gonna avoid the white cast upon application. And they do sell a new version of this that's like a glowy bronzy version of this, which I would definitely be keen to try in the future, as much as I love this one. This does have a slight floral fragrance, but I don't smell it after it applies and sinks into the skin, but that's something worth calling out if fragrance really bothers you. It wears beautifully under makeup. It helps to add a little bit of a natural glow. It smooths the skin, and it is also hydrating, so I don't have to layer this with a moisturizer. And it also has ceramides and peptides in it, which my skin loves. You know, at 42, I can use all the ceramides and peptides that I can get, so I do really enjoy this one. I also love this packaging. I think if you travel, this is a great size for travel. Next is our one and only stick SPF. It's the Kola Refreshing Water Hydration Stick SPF 50. I love to see that. This is $30 at Ulta, and it does come in this giant stick here. This is a chemical sunscreen. This is very hydrating, and it immediately feels cooling when I put it on my skin. I absolutely love that about it. I think this would be so refreshing if you need it, if you were actually like doing water sports or at the lake or something, and you need to reapply, you're all hot and sweaty. Maybe even keep this in your cooler, which I sometimes do with sunscreen anyway. One, so they don't melt, and two, because it feels amazing to reapply. It is super lightweight and very easy to apply. I just really drew this all over my face and then just gently kind of pressed and rubbed it in to make sure the entire face was covered. It absorbs absolutely beautiful into the skin. It definitely adds a hydrating layer and looks nice under makeup. It's not my favorite for oily skin necessarily under makeup, but like I said, I would absolutely love to have this at the lake or something like that. Or if I wasn't wearing makeup, I would absolutely use this as my sunscreen for the day. And it doesn't look terrible under makeup or anything like that. And if you have more normal to dry skin, I think you would absolutely adore this even under makeup. Okay, next is another that I received in PR. I guess I am officially on the Kiehl's PR list, which is so exciting to me. I love Kiehl's skincare. in general, like hands down. And they've sent me a couple of packages now, and I just love their stuff. But anyways, this is the new Kiehl's Better Screen UV Serum Sunscreen. This is SPF 50 plus, and it not only comes in the full size, but it comes in a little travel baby as well. This would be something that would be great to keep in your purse. The full size is $42 and the travel size is $19. This is a chemical sunscreen, but I do really enjoy it. It's a nice, runny, thin, lightweight texture, just kind of like a serum, but a sunscreen. It absorbs very quickly because of the texture, and it feels like a hydrating serum on the skin. So again, this is something that I do not need to use in conjunction with a regular moisturizer. For my skin, this is enough. This is absolutely stunning under makeup. It doesn't cause my makeup to break up. It keeps me hydrated all day long, and I love that. Sometimes when I put certain sunscreens on through the day, my makeup starts to look more and more dry and cakey, and this definitely does not do that. I really enjoy this. It also says that it has collagen peptide and helps visibly correct fine lines, uneven skin tone, and dull skin. So you're getting skincare in here too, which is amazing. It also said that it works to visibly correct UV damage, which I have. Murad has a similar product. I prefer this one 100%, the texture of it. The Murad one was a little oily for me, and this one is none of that. I absolutely love it. This one is the last one that I received in PR, and it's the newest one to me. I have been using this for a couple of weeks now. It's the Herbivore Star Seed Sheer Glow Mineral Sunscreen, SPF 30. It says one universal tint. I wish the SPF was a little higher. The American Cancer Association does recommend at least SPF 30. I personally like to see it be higher than that. This has 1.7 fluid ounces in it, so not too bad. Again, it is a mineral sunscreen. It says it right in the name. It is lightly tinted. Nothing that's going to really even out your skin tone. It's just tinted enough that you're not going to get that white cast when you apply it and rub it into the skin. It absorbs very quickly. This is the sunscreen that I have on today. It has an invisible finish, and it's a very hydrating. It does leave just enough of like a natural, healthy skin glow behind. There's nothing shiny or shimmery or anything like that in this product. The glow is simply from the texture and the hydration that it leaves behind on the skin. I did note that it was smooth, hydrating, and glowy under makeup, and it wears beautifully under makeup. It doesn't cause my makeup to break up. You can see right now I am not looking oily or anything like that. And it does help boost the skin barrier, which is something that I really look for in any skincare product, but especially my sunscreens. I do have a little bit of sensitive skin on either side of my nose where I tend to have a broken skin barrier. Sometimes I get eczema there. And so anything that says it's going to help nourish, hydrate, or protect my skin barrier, I'm in. And lastly of the sunscreen creams is the Elta MD UV Clear Tinted SPF 46. This was $45 on Amazon, and this is an actual tinted sunscreen. This is something that might help even out your skin tone, depending on what your skin tone is. And I did use the non-tinted version last year, and it is beautiful sunscreen, and this one is just as beautiful. But I do like a sunscreen like this for especially like weekends when I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup, or I might just put on a, like mascara, brows, and a lip, and maybe a little blush or something. I love that I can apply this, I can set it with a powder, and then, kind of do a little no makeup day with this one. It is expensive, but this is a dermatologist recommended brand, and when you're talking about skincare like that, it's gonna be a little bit more pricey because it doesn't have the junk in here. It just has the good stuff. So again, this is a mineral sunscreen, which is my personal preference. It is very sheer with a slight tint, very lightweight. Of course, no white cast with the tint, and it is actually very hydrating. It says it calms and protects skin prone to acne and rosacea. It also has niacinamide in it, which helps to even out the skin tone over time, but it does also help to control oil, which is great for someone like myself. This one wears it beautifully alone or under makeup. I have no problems with this breaking up my makeup at any point in the day. I also love that this pump, it dispenses the exact amount that you need, which is about half of a teaspoon if you're trying to apply the recommended amount for the full amount of coverage and protection. And I also love that it's calming for sensitive skin and has hyaluronic acid in it. It's definitely pricey, but when it comes to investing in your skin, skincare is a great place to invest, especially active ingredients, but sunscreen is another great place to invest because, you know, once you have sun damage, it's not reversible. You can kind of help to not make it look as obvious and things, but I do have a lot of sun damage and I just love this. I love that it doesn't trigger any sensitivities on my skin. It's a great, great sunscreen. All right, so before we get into how you might reapply sunscreen over your makeup, I wanted to talk about a couple of lip balms, two that really let me down and one that really surprised me in a good way. Do not buy the tinted mineral lip lux from Kola. I love Kola and I've used a lot of their sunscreens in the past. And so I had bought one of these each for my daughter and I. I do love that this twists and then comes off. I thought the colors were really pretty. This one is called Summer Crush, and this one is called Nude Beach, and I'll swatch them for you. The scent is okay. The colors are all right, but these look so dry and chalky and like if you could have a white cast on your lips, that's what these do. They totally give like a milky white dryness to your lip that's really, really awful. I don't think I'm gonna get any use out of these, if I'm being honest. They feel terrible on the lips. They smell. They don't look cute. These were a huge letdown for me. I don't remember how much we paid for those, but I'll put it on the screen here. Don't waste your money. However, the sunscreen lip balm that I finally found that doesn't feel gritty, that doesn't feel dry, that doesn't look like a white cast on your lips, super Goop. And I found this to be a reasonable price. This is the Super Goop Play SPF 30 Lip Balm with acai. It is broad spectrum SPF 30 PA+++. I'm impressed. This is only $12 at Ulta. I mean, $12 is nothing to sneeze at for a lip balm, but there's quite a bit of product in here. There's a half a fluid ounce or 15 mils in here, which I feel is generous. It is a chemical sunscreen, and it is a liquidy lip balm that nourishes, smooths, and moisturizes my lips all at once. It comes in two flavors. This is the original, but they also have a mint and no grittiness at all. It's great. I just really enjoy the texture of this, and when I'm wanting an SPF lip balm, it's typically something where I'm like out at the lake or something like that. And I want something that also feels nourishing and hydrating on the lips, not just protects them from the sun. And this is that, and I'm really, really excited that I have finally found an SPF lip balm that doesn't feel gritty, that doesn't feel dry, that doesn't look yucky, and that's the one. So, as I said in the beginning, I have finally discovered a product, a type of product that you can apply over your makeup and it looks good and it protects you once the sunscreen under your makeup has lost its potency, its protection, whatever. So the first one that I tried is this one from Hawaiian Tropic. It's much more affordable than the second option, and I wanted to make sure that that was the case, that you have an option other than the second one, which is very pricey. I think more pricey than any of these other sunscreens. But this is the Hawaiian Tropic Mineral Translucent Sunscreen Powder. It is SPF 30. I wish it was a little higher again, but I'm gonna give it a big thumbs up. This is a mineral or physical sunscreen, like it says. It's a very lightweight powder. I personally, and in the video that I'm gonna play here in just a second, I blotted the oil from my skin first, mostly to keep the brush inside this product from getting oil built up on it or anything like that. Hi guys, this afternoon we're going to touch up with a sunscreen powder. This one is the Hawaiian Tropic Mineral Translucent Sunscreen Powder, and it is SPF 30. What I'm going to do here is absorb any oil on the skin with just a tissue, a Kleenex. So here it is. It says to take the cap off, to slide down. I guess it's supposed to come like this, meant to slide down the sleeve, and then it says just tap it on the back of your hand or wrist until the powder starts coming out. It definitely has powder coming out, and it says to apply generously. So we definitely want to make sure we're applying it over the entire face. But I think this has got to be the easiest way to reapply sunscreen over makeup versus using some kind of spray or even a stick that might leave too much of a dewy finish on the skin, especially for me as I am oily. There we go. Let me take a close peek in the mirror here. Yeah, I definitely see some powder on the skin, but not in a powdery looking way. Let's get here under the eyes as well. What do you think? I think that looks nice, and hopefully it does protect like it says it does. This is great. This is lightweight, easy to stick in a pocket or a purse or anything like that. And I really enjoyed it. And this one, the second one, I thought I would demo for you while we're here. This is the Color Science Sunforgettable Brush On Sunscreen Mineral Powder SPF 50. So I do appreciate the SPF 50. However, it seems like the higher the SPF, the more expensive it gets sometimes. And this one is hella expensive. This one is 69 doll hairs. I did get mine from Amazon. There's lots of places where you can purchase Color Science, but I'm gonna tell you, besides the fact that this has a higher SPF, this is just as good. So thought, let's go ahead and talk about this, and I will apply it as well. This is a mineral sunscreen. It is available in 4 shades, so that is nice and helpful. I have the shade medium, because I thought, you know, I could use this one for now. This one's translucent, but this one has a little coverage in the shade medium. This is supposedly water and sweat resistant up to 80 minutes. And beyond the UVs, it does also protect against blue light, pollution, and infrared light. And it's safe for sensitive skin. That is one thing. If you have sensitive skin, Color Science is a great way to go. So this one says to apply it in a circular motion. So we're gonna kind of just lightly brush over the skin. And you're gonna hopefully be able to see how it works by way of, you know, how it makes my makeup look. It does not look dry or cakey, neither does this one. I have always just kind of wanted to try a Color Science product, and I thought, why not this? The only thing I will say is this brush will probably get dirty, and I don't know how you would go about cleaning it other than I have a spot cleaning brush spray that I use that I make homemade. But anyways, it looks great, right? Even better than probably how I look for the entire video. And then you just pull that sleeve up again and put your lid on. So, wow. That was a lot of information, right? I'm going to try and cut this down as much as I can while still leaving in all of the pertinent information. But I did want to share with you the top 3 products from this group here. I have really, really enjoyed testing these. But I gotta say, in the top is definitely the Drunk Elephant. For the sheer amount of product that you get 3 full ounces in here, which is more than double most of these other sunscreens. But I also just really like how it absorbs into my skin, how it wears under makeup, what it looks like under makeup. So this was definitely a tippy top for me. As well as this new Herbivore sunscreen. I really, really enjoyed this one. Again, it's the one that I have under my makeup today, but this is absolutely award-winning to me. I think it's just really beautiful on the skin. Unseen sunscreen from Goop. I love this specifically under makeup. I mean, it looks great anytime, but I love that this has that smoothing factor under makeup. It really does help and act like a primer. So I do love that one. I do love the Ulta MD just because I know no matter what my skin is doing, if I'm broken out, if I have my skin barrier broken, all of the things, this is going to be gentle and it's not going to make things worse. So love that for that. And overall, I'm just super excited to have discovered these. It's not that I didn't know that they existed. It's just that I never tried one before, and I'm so glad, especially as an oily girl. I want to reapply sunscreen over makeup, but even though I've tried different sprays and things like that, they always make my makeup look worse, greasy, etc. So these are amazing. I'm gonna be in my purse all summer long for when I'm out and about. And of course, very excited to have discovered finally an SPF lip balm that doesn't taste nasty, doesn't look nasty, and it works. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you got all the information that you felt like you needed out of this video. Of course, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer you in a comment, in a video. I hope you will wear sunscreen every day and protect your skin. You know, the skin is the largest organ in our body, and you can, the more times that you get sunburn or you're out in the sun without sun protection, the higher your risk of getting skin cancer. And I don't know if you know this or not. I didn't know this until I met a person who has a loved one in their life that personally experienced it. But cancer is not just skin cancer. It's not just cancer of the skin. It can go inside the body and cause cancer in other areas of the body. So it's not like, oh, you know, I sunburned, ha ha ha, or, you know, I have a little skin cancer on my skin, I gotta go get it taken off at the dermatologist. No, this can kill you. It can. And I just want all of you guys to be safe, but still have your fun in the sun. So hopefully this gave you some ideas, some options. And for those of us that do have makeup on almost daily, now you know how you can reapply, and that's it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I hope you will subscribe and stick around for more content like this, as well as project panning, conscious consumerism, and, you know, good old recovering beauty guru-ism. So thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great day, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days with SPF, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.